can I ask you something else?
Of course.
Maddie, you poor thing. Wasn't one illness enough for you?
Where are you going?
Maddie, you poor thing. Wasn't one illness enough for you?
Get moving. You can't be here.
Bloody hell. Bloody hell.
I'm sick of this place. Didn't you hear the foreman? We've got to hold out. We'll get sorted out somehow.
Yeah, still. I don't like it one bit.
Better guarding up here than
That's
down
one
there.
hell of a bloody
That's
pit.
true.
We ought to do another sweep, just in case.
Who'd even try sneaking in? Now of all times.
You never know.
Well, if you say so. Come on then.
Eh? Huh. Strange.
Let's hope the mast does the trick. A map of the underground. They were robbing the graves. Oh, Jesus Christ. Ugh, rotting corpses.
Interesting. What a view! What a view! Beautiful.
A drawing of some kind of cross. Eh? What's this?
Why is he poking his nose into this? For sure he found it.
Ah, damn.
Fucking hell. Why is he poking his nose into this? Hey! What the?
You're the one who locked me in there?
How did you get out?
Why the fuck did you do that? Wait, you're the foreman, aren't you?
Shut up! You found Bavo, didn't you? Hand it over.
What the hell are you on about? What do you want from me?
You know what I'm on about, Kavar. And I know he's here somewhere. Boslav Bavo.
Calm down and drop the weapon, or I'll report you to the abbot.
And how would you do that? You're not getting out of here alive. I'll rip it out of your cold, dead hands when I'm done with you. It'll look like an accident. You weren't supposed to be here. We tried to stop you. But it's high, and you broke your neck.
You've completely lost it.
That doesn't matter anymore. Or anything else. Die!
Prepare to fight!
Not getting out of here alive!
What do you want?
Should have handed it over.
I need to get back to Albi.
Get going. You can't be here.
Christ, Albic! What happened? Are you alright?
I am, yes. But it looks like we've been robbed.
Why? And who did it, for Christ's sake?
Gentlemen, please, keep it down. You're disturbing the patients. For God's sake, what happened here? What a mess.
What do you think? Someone was clearly looking for something.
But there's nothing of value here.
Well, actually...
Albic! You brought them here? What were you thinking?
And was I supposed to leave them unsupervised?
And? Were they stolen?
Thank the Lord, no. I still had them on me.
Can someone tell me what exactly was nearly stolen?
As you know, Henry, I spent a good part of my life at King Wenceslas's court, tending to his health. Thanks to that, I learned much about his private life, what ailed him, how and when he got injured, and what treatments I used. I recorded all my findings and methods, partly in case anyone cast doubts on them, and partly for others to copy, if necessary. If these detailed records were to fall into the wrong hands, I dare not imagine the consequences.
Plenty of folk would pay handsomely for them.
Or tried to steal them for that very reason. Who could have got in and made such a mess?
I was busy tending the sick. I noticed nothing.
Nor did I, I'm afraid. There's work here for 3 more physicians.
That actually made it quite easy for the culprit.
But we still don't know who to suspect.
Surely you realize the abbot himself might be interested in those records.
Father Jan? Nonsense. We've known each other for years.
Not quite well enough. When he heard you were coming, he was pressing me to persuade you to let him read them.
But that's out of the question. Absolutely not.
That's exactly what I told him. The look on his face. If looks could kill, I'd be dead.
How did he even hear about them?
Their existence is no secret. Even King Sigismund mentioned them to me once or twice. And if he ever said anything...
Let's hope the mask does the trick. Oh, Jesus Christ. Ugh, rotting corpses. Let's hope the mask does the trick. A map of the underground. They were robbing the graves. Oh, Jesus Christ. Ugh, rotting corpses.
A drawing of some kind of cross. Hey? What's this?
Fucking hell. Why is he poking his nose into this? Hey!
You're the one out? Why the fuck did... Wait,
Shut up! Hand it over!
what the hell are you on about? What do you want from me?
You know what I'm on about, Kavar! And I know he's here somewhere! Boslav Bavo!
Calm down and drop the weapon, or I'll report you to the abbot.
And how would you do that? You're not getting out of here alive. I'll rip it out of your cold dead hands when I'm done with you. It'll look like an accident. You weren't supposed to be here. We tried to stop you. But it's high, and you broke your neck.
You've completely lost it.
That doesn't matter anymore. Or anything else. Die!
Fine. You wanna try me?
No one will hear you.
I need to get back to Albi.
Damn it.
Greetings.
Christ, Albig. What happened? Are you alright?
I am, yes. But it looks like we've been robbed.
Why? And who did it, for Christ's sake?
Gentlemen, please. Keep it down. You're disturbing the patients. For God's sake. What happened here? What a mess.
What do you think? Someone was clearly looking for something.
But there's nothing of value here.
Well, actually,
Albig! You brought them here? What were you thinking?
and was I supposed to leave them unsupervised?
And? Were they stolen?
Thank the Lord, no. I still had them on me.
Can someone tell me what exactly was nearly stolen?
As you know, Henry, I spent a good part of my life at King Wenceslas's court, tending to his health. Thanks to that, I learned much about his private life, what ailed him, how and when he got injured, and what treatments I used. I recorded all my findings and methods, partly in case anyone cast doubts on them, and partly for others to copy, if necessary. If these detailed records were to fall into the wrong hands, I dare not imagine the consequences.
Plenty of folk would pay handsomely for them.
Or tried to steal them for that very reason. Who could have got in and made such a mess?
I was busy tending the sick. I noticed nothing.
Nor did I, I'm afraid. There's work here for 3 more...
What happened?
What? Gentle, what happened?
What do you...
But there's...
Well,
Ow!
and was I...
And?
Thank the Lord.
Can some...
As you know, thanks to that, I recall if the... I did.
Plenty...
Or tried to... Who could have got in and made such a mess?
I was busy tending the sick. I noticed nothing.
Nor did I, I'm afraid. There's work here for 3 more physicians.
That actually made it quite easy for the culprit.
But we still don't know who to suspect.
Surely you realize the abbot himself might be interested in those records.
Father Yan? Nonsense. We've known each other for years.
Not quite well enough. When he heard you were coming, he was pressing me to persuade you to let him read them.
But that's out of the question. Absolutely not.
That's exactly what I told him. The look on his face. If looks could kill, I'd be dead.
How did he even hear about them?
Their existence is no secret. Even King Sigismund mentioned them to me once or twice. And if he ever said anything in front of the abbot...
And the thief waited until the monastery was closed?
So, Albic isn't leaving. Even if he wanted to.
Let's not jump to conclusions. And don't start pointing fingers. Henry, go and ask Brother Benedict and Dinesh in the infirmary if they noticed anything. Maybe we'll get lucky.
All right, then. I'll return to my patients and pretend nothing's amiss. No need to alarm them over this.
Right. Agreed.
Lord have mercy.
Albic, there's something I wanted to ask you.
What is it?
Thanks. Whoever it was, they went through everything thoroughly.
Transgression which I have committed this day, and deliver me from every craft of my enemy. May I not anger the Lord Almighty grant us a peaceful night. Amen.
Lord have mercy.
The lock's not damaged. Someone had the key. Did you see anyone go in or out of our room?
I'm not sure. I think I saw a monk go in. I couldn't say who.
A monk? You mean Benedict?
No, it wasn't him. But hard to say. Damn it, why do they all look the same in here?
Yeah, it's not exactly helpful, I know. Any idea when that was?
Roughly an hour ago, maybe 2. Has something happened?
Damn it. Never mind. Better if you ask Zacharias.
King of Bohemia, and you, Saint Ludmilla, plead with Christ to have mercy on us. Turn away his wrath from us and forgive his sinful children. Amen.
Lord be with you. What do you need?
Will you tell me more about yourself?
I can try. What would you like to know?
How did you get to the monastery?
Well, I walked. Or do you mean why I entered the abbey?
Aye. I'm more interested in that.
Very well. My parents are long dead, but I have 3 older brothers as well as 2 sisters. That is, I had 3, but one of them didn't live to see her first birthday. Nonetheless, I was born 6th. You see, I'm not a fighter, so I didn't join the army, and after paying for my sister's weddings, I couldn't afford to go to university.
So you had no choice?
Something like that. But I'm happy to be here. In just under 2 years, I've learnt many things. Perhaps the Lord will provide, and one day I'll be in charge of the entire hospital.
What did you do before you joined the abbey?
When my parents were still alive, I cared for them. And when they died, I started my postulancy.
And why did you have to care for them? You have a lot of siblings.
My sisters got married, my brothers left to search for work, and we never saw them again. My parents had nobody else left.
It was kind of you to take on that responsibility.
I didn't think of it as a responsibility. It just seemed like the right thing to do.
So you were with your parents until they...
Until they died. It was really challenging for me. But I feel it helped me discover my calling.
Caring for the sick, you mean?
Yes.
Why do you work at the infirmary, of all places?
It's my divine calling.
What do you mean, divine calling?
The Lord chose me to become a healer, but he allowed me to learn through life and discover things for myself.
What, your divine calling is washing the sick, feeding them, emptying their bedpans?
Not just that. I mix potions, change the bedding, keep inventory of what's been used each day and what's needed for the next. And when I have some free time, I search the scriptorium for books on alchemy. There's a bunch of old tomes there full of long-forgotten recipes. I'm boring you, aren't I? Forgive me.
How did you discover you were supposed to become a healer?
I came to realize diseases don't cause me fear or aversion. Or compassion, for that matter.
But isn't that natural? When you see someone suffering, you shouldn't just be completely indifferent.
Imagine you have a stoneworker with a crushed foot come in, bones poking out and bleeding like a stuck pig. Is it better to comfort him, or to decide in time that he'll probably lose the foot anyway, tourniquet the wound, and go and get a saw?
It sounds like you're in the right place then.
I'm glad you think so. And between us, so do I.
How's life in the Abbey?
You're expecting me to complain, aren't you? I'm perfectly happy with a routine life. You eat from the same bowls at the same table every morning. Prayer is at the same time every day. And I fall asleep in the same bed every night. What more could you want?
If I ever need my wounds treated, can I come to you?
Of course. It's my job after all. I'm here most days, so you know where to find me.
Did you notice anything suspicious this past hour?
One of the sick men has been throwing up constantly, and I suspect another one's faking it to skip work.
No, I need to know if anyone's been nosing around our room.
I spent most of my time with the vomiting one, or out in the yard scrubbing his bedding. I didn't see anyone.
Someone went through our room, or rather tossed it all about. Likely looking for something.
And what about the alchemy lab? Was that turned over too?
No. I think that one's untouched.
Oh, thank God. I'll go check it anyway, just to be sure. Was anything stolen?
That's the thing. Nothing was taken, so we don't even know what they were after.
I should have been more watchful, right? I'm sorry. I promise I'll keep a better eye on things from now on.
Don't beat yourself up. It's not your fault.
God be with you.
I spoke with Benedict and Dennis. Neither noticed a thing.
I thought as much. We've all had our hands full here. So, we still know nothing.
I might have something, but I'm not sure yet how it ties to those records.
What do you mean?
I went down to the crypt, and I found open tombs and rotting corpses.
Good God!
No sign of a mass grave, though. Just individual tombs.
That's both good and bad news. At least we can now rule out the plague. But if the workers caught something from the air around those tombs, then anyone else could catch it too. Why did they even open them?
They were probably looking for something inside. I found this sketch.
That looks like the emblem of the Kingdom of Jerusalem. But why would they look for it among deceased abbots? Even putting aside that it's sacrilege, I don't see the connection.
Nor do I. But there must be one, because they locked me in the crypt over it.
What?
He was the workers' foreman. He kept going on about some Bavor. He must have thought I'd found whatever they were after. I tried explaining I hadn't the faintest idea what he meant, but he went completely mad. In the end, he came at me.
And?
Well, I had to defend myself. God rest his soul.
I'm at my wit's end. Under normal circumstances, I'd report it, but maybe we'd better keep all this to ourselves. For now, at least. That Bavor fellow, the name means nothing to me, but I'd suggest mentioning it to Librarian Crispin. With luck, he'll find something in the archives that sheds some light on how it all connects to those open tombs. But best do it tomorrow. This evening's been more than enough. One adventure a day is plenty.
Agreed. Let's clear up the room, then sleep.
We'll be wiser come morning.
Yapping beast. Kick its ass. You stop that, for Christ! Oh, God. For fuck's sake.
Good morning, everyone. I trust you've had a decent sleep.
The sick are waiting, and being tired doesn't excuse us from our duties.
All right, give me a moment. Then we'll go and check on the patients. And where's Benedict, anyway?
If I may, gentlemen. Haven't you heard? There was a fire here last night.
A fire? Here at the monastery?
The small shed by the mill house burned down, but it was probably just an unfortunate accident. Thank the Lord it's all over now.
And no one was hurt?
Well, that's the thing. No one burned, but there were 2 men in the shed, or rather, 2 bodies.
Bodies? Whose were they, for God's sake?
That... I don't know, sir.
Who found them? And how did he get them out?
Elijah, one of the lay brothers. He ran into the flames thinking he could save them, but they were already dead.
And what was he doing outside in the middle of the night? You don't suppose he had something to do with it?
He's never been any trouble. There's no reason to suspect him.
And how do you know they didn't die in the flames? Just because they weren't burnt to cinders doesn't prove anything.
I didn't see them, but they said there were no burns, and it didn't look like they'd suffocated either.
So, how did they end up there? What killed them? Didn't anyone tell you about them?
They were sent to be washed, but the washers noticed, signs.
How do you know about these signs? Did someone examine them?
No, they were only to be washed, but when the signs of illness were spotted, the abbot ordered them locked away in the hops store. Ludolf promised he'd send one of his men to guard the door. No one is to go near them.
That was highly irresponsible. Someone needs to examine them thoroughly. We can't afford uncertainty.
You want to bring them to the infirmary with the others? No. No, let them stay locked away somewhere separate.
Are you afraid the other sick might get even worse? At least we could have them all in one place.
Was anyone else there besides Elijah?
No, or at least no one I know of. I'll leave you to it now. If you need me, I'll be with the sick.
I'm going too. Disease? Fire? What next? A swarm of locusts?
First they ransacked my room, now this. I don't like it one bit.
Do you think the fire's got anything to do with what they were after in your chambers?
Who knows? I feel like someone wants us gone, and they're trying to frighten us into leaving.
And are you considering it? Leaving, despite the abbot's order?
I thought about it for a while, but those infected need us. I can't leave them at the mercy of the disease.
All the more reason to get to the bottom of this.
But I can hardly go poking around myself to find out what really happened.
Don't worry. That's what I'm here for.
Maybe Zacharias was right after all. You never know when an aid like that might come in handy. So, what's your plan?
Quite a few things, actually. What about the corpses? You said you wanted to examine them.
And that's what I'll do. We can't afford doubts when there's a deadly illness spreading.
But Benedict said the abbot forbade it, and that one of the knights is watching over them.
If he's got any sense at all, he'll understand this is serious. A proper diagnosis is key to the next step.
Someone searched our room just a while ago. And who knows what they'd do if they caught you wandering around alone. I won't have that on my conscience. Better you stay here, and I'll sort it somehow.
So what you're saying is, use an unorthodox approach.
Well, I'm no physician like you, but I've learnt a lot about the illness. I could say I'm your apprentice.
That won't be enough.
Then I'll explain to him the same way you did to me. We need to examine them and find out what was wrong with them, or we'll never get anywhere with treatment.
That's probably best. But you must examine them thoroughly. And don't be repulsed
So, what exactly should I be looking for?
Anything unusual. You know well the symptoms the sick here have, but a keen eye may spot other signs too. If you're not sure, just try to remember what you saw. If you describe it to me later, I should be able to identify it.
I'll take a look around the burned down shed. There might still be some clues.
Good idea. It might have just been an accident, but it won't hurt to make sure.
I should probably speak with the lay brother who pulled the bodies out of the flames.
Elijah, right? But be gentle. No one should have to go through what he did last night.
I can't think of anything else.
Nor can I. Well then, best of luck.
I've still got a few questions about the fire.
I've told you what I know, but go on, ask.
How did you find out about the fire?
From the brothers who were meant to deal with the bodies. They came to fetch their tools, but then rushed back, saying no one was to go near the corpses.
Do you know this Elijah? Can you tell me anything about him?
He's a lay brother, so I reckon he spends most of the day working and joins prayers once a day like the others.
All right, but what's he like? Grouchy, a fool, or a cheerful fella?
I treated him once for food poisoning. He was quite unpleasant then, but otherwise I never spoke with him.
And the other monks? Do they say anything about him?
They do, but I wouldn't put much faith in it.
Even gossip usually has a grain of truth in it. What have you heard?
He drinks heavily, and before he came here he drank away a fortune. He entered the monastery to quit, but it seems the drink's stronger than he is.
Right, I get it. Don't worry. I won't repeat it to anyone.
That's probably for the best.
That'll be all. Thanks.
God be with you.
Can I ask?
Of course.
Thanks.
No problem.
You aren't supposed to be here.
I was just leaving.
Well, what'll it be? Hear me? I'm losing my...
I'm investigating the source of that illness that's been spreading around here, and I could use your learned knowledge.
I'm listening.
I came across a rather peculiar name, Boleslav Bavor. Does that ring a bell? Are there any records on him, perhaps?
Boleslav Bavor? I know that name. Long ago, just after taking my vows, I briefly looked into his legacy. There was some connection to the monastery crypt, if I recall.
Really? Because I actually came across it in the crypt.
What? What are you talking about?
Well, I ran into some labourers down there. From what I gathered, They were trying to rob some of the graves, and they were looking for Bavor, or something connected to him.
By Christ, they were after the relic.
What are you talking about? What relic?
There's a possibility that Bavor was buried here along with a certain relic. That's what got me interested back then.
What sort of relic are we talking about?
I don't know exactly, but certainly something very rare. I believe it's linked to Jesus Christ himself, but I can't tell you for sure right now. It's been many years, and even back then I never found anything substantial apart from Bavor's records of his travels. In the end, I concluded that the whole tale of the relic was likely just Bavor's own fabrication.
But why would the workers suddenly be looking for it now? How could they have found out?
It's certainly a strange coincidence. Then again, there are all sorts of lies and half-truths circulating out there about our monastery, unfortunately. Especially tales of long-sealed treasures and hidden cellars full of silver. If even a sliver of it were true...
It makes sense. They heard something about Jerusalem and Bavor, and when the opportunity came, they simply tried their luck.
That's probably most likely. At least until we find a better explanation. Either way, we must report it to the abbot without delay. Robbing the dead is disgraceful.
You're right. The abbot ought to be told, but it's probably not wise to burden him with it now. Right now, we need to deal with the illness. Once things have settled down, we can make sure those thieves get what they deserve. Besides, we've got almost no proof yet. If I manage to investigate the matter of Bavor more thoroughly, I might stumble on something.
Still, it's a serious thing. We mustn't wait too long.
Of course. Once I've gathered the evidence, I'll explain everything to the abbot straight away. And now I'd like to take a proper look at Bavor's travel records.
Of course. Give me a few moments. I'll find them for you. And I believe Bavor's name also appeared in some old accounts. I'll try to track those down too. Journey through the Holy Land. And I've also found these old accounts. Feel free to study them too.
Oh. It really says here that he acquired a Holy Relic. Let's see how it continues. According to the journal, Bavor had himself buried here with his holy treasure. That sounds pretty clear. Let's see what the accounts say. So Bavor gave the monastery a generous donation and paid for a chapel mural painting. And still, despite all the records and mentions, Crispin had his doubts.
Well, are you still so enamored with Lord Bavor?
I read the journal. A lovely tale. It really brought the Holy Land to life.
And?
And it says the relic Bavor acquired was a splinter from the true cross of Christ.
Holy Virgin! Such a sacred treasure!
And according to the book, Sir Boleslav was to be buried with the relic in the monastery crypt.
So it says in the book. I also found my old notes and remembered how it all went back then. I too searched for Bavor's grave. I even dared venture into the crypt, but despite all my efforts, I never found it.
How is that even possible? A grave can't just disappear.
Quite frankly, I don't know. And I didn't know then either. Once I was convinced none of the graves belonged to Bavor, I laid the matter before the abbot, but not our father Jan. This was over 20 years ago when Abbot Vitus held office. May the Lord grant him eternal peace. Together we came to the conclusion that Bavor's tale was likely at least partly, perhaps entirely, made up.
Why would it be made up? Surely Sir Boleslav wouldn't lie about something so serious.
The book's one thing, but there's not a single other mention anywhere. The grave's missing, the relic's nowhere to be found. Can you think of another explanation, then?
But why would Bavor do that? What would he gain by deceiving everyone here?
If memory serves, he had some disputes over property. Maybe he wanted to improve his reputation.
Well, that's mentioned in the text, but lies wouldn't have helped him. Quite the opposite, if he'd been found out.
You'd be surprised how short-sighted some folk can be. But I agree, something about it doesn't sit right.
And what about the mural mentioned in the accounts? Does it really exist?
Yes, it's in one of the chapel naves. It depicts several scenes from Bavor's alleged adventures.
Well, then that proves Bavor's story wasn't just made up. Surely the abbot back then wouldn't have approved such a mural in the main church if he hadn't believed it was true.
If the former abbot believed Bavor wasn't a liar, but a real hero of the Holy Land, I'll believe him too.
All the more reason I want to see it for myself.
No harm in trying. At the very least, it's a fine piece of work.
Bavor mentions in his journal that he received a great fortune from the King of Cyprus, and the account records say he gave a generous donation to the monastery. Do you think that was made up too?
They confirm at best that Bavor had wealth, not where it came from. According to the late Abbot Vitus, he might have gained that fortune by plundering or as spoils of war, and the tale of the Holy Land was just a cover to mask the dishonorable origin of his riches.
Well, I've never been to the Holy Land, but I've seen plenty of wrongdoings, even here in Bohemia. And if Bavor really wanted to cover up how he got his coin, he could have built a village, built a fortress, or who knows, bought up a mine. He could have done any number of smarter things than spinning a tale about a heroic journey halfway across the world, don't you think?
I'm no expert in fraud, but yes, he chose a rather complicated cover-up if that's what it was.
The account books mention that Bavor had a sarcophagus made at his own expense.
That's possible. Does it mean anything?
If he paid for it himself, there had to be a reason. Masonry work like that is no small matter. And it's odd, isn't it? He sorted it all out in detail with the monastery to have his tomb here. Then he wasn't even buried here.
You're right. I never made that connection before.
And then there's the relic. If Bavor had just wanted to raise his reputation with a good story, why claim to have gained something so rare?
Perhaps out of vanity? There's no shortage of that among the nobility.
But his tale's already heroic enough without it. Making up a relic would only draw unwanted attention.
That's a good point. It'd be too risky.
Don't you think this whole thing is a bit too complicated? Every explanation for why Bavor would lie seems more convoluted than just acknowledging it's true.
Listening to you now, it's like hearing my younger self. And I sound exactly like Abbot Vitus. His view was that Bavor's story was fiction. He told me I'd be better off letting it go.
What exactly did he say?
That I should stop chasing old crusaders and focus on real, meaningful work.
Why didn't you stand your ground?
I couldn't argue with the abbot. What he said went. And I was just a lowly monk, barely past my vows. I had to obey. In time, I learned to let some things lie. Those who dig too deep may uncover what they'd rather not.
I'm not blaming you, but I think it's time we reopened that old inquiry of yours and saw it through. And maybe we'll finally unravel Bavor's mystery together.
If that relic really does exist, and it surfaced now, it'd surely be a sign from the Lord, a sign of hope in these desperate times.
Don't get ahead of yourself. We've not even found Bavor's tomb. Without it, we're stuck. I'll return to the crypt and see if the workers left any trace.
I might have missed something myself back then. Take this and study it closely. It's a drawing of Bavor's family coat of arms I came across years ago. According to this, you'll know if it's truly the grave of Sir Boleslav. Yes, the mural in the chapel, paid for by Bavor himself, also bears his coat of arms.
Those workers, if they really were after Bavor, they only had a drawing of the Jerusalem cross. But if he was buried under his family crest, no wonder they opened the wrong graves.
Yes, that could be it. Study that sketch well, so you won't make the same mistake.
Thank you. I'll head off at once.
Just be careful, please. You know the abbot's orders, the disease, all this misfortune.
Don't worry. I'll be careful.
And in the crypt, show respect to the eternal rest of those buried there, especially now, with death haunting the monastery.
Huh? I must be mad.
What's it like down there?
What do you think? Phil, Sam, Taylor,
And those murdered workers? Any sign?
The start of Bavor's journey. That's probably Venice and Jerusalem. Look at that. Bavor's crest. This must be it. Abbot Vitus. Crispin mentioned him. Let's hope he forgives us for digging into Bavor's story again. A crozier and mitre. That'll be an abbot's tomb. Abbot Uldericus. But no sign of Bavor. This wall at the back looks odd. And this looks like the tomb of some past abbot. Maybe even Heinrich. Nice. Looks more like an abbot's tomb from the carving. Good thing. I'll be shifting that rubble for days on my own. This one's rather worn down. I think I can make out the abbot's symbol. Bavor's crest. So it's true. What? That's not Bavor. I need to tell Crispin. Bloody hell. God have mercy on your soul.
Hey, get out of here.
I was just leaving.
Well, what'll it be? Hear me? I'm losing my patience.
My God, this relic making my head split.
Brother Crispin?
Henry, I searched through the archives again to see if I might still find something on Bavor, but so far nothing. And your search in the crypt? Did you dare go down there?
I dared, and I found a walled-off secret chamber.
What? I'd never heard of such a thing. Even Abbot Vitus never said a word about it.
Maybe he kept it from you on purpose.
Where are you going with this? Why would he do that?
Just thinking aloud, really. But at least it explains why you couldn't find Bavor's sarcophagus all those years ago.
Well, at least now I don't feel quite so foolish. But if there was a sarcophagus, was there also, you know?
No. I was hoping, but I don't think it's that simple. There's a sarcophagus with Bavor's crest, but Bavor isn't the one lying in it.
What? You?
I had to know. Judging by the robes, I'd say it's an abbot or some other high-ranking cleric.
Good Lord, that's truly strange.
I swear it's true. But now I haven't the faintest idea what to do next. I was kinda hoping you might come up with an explanation. That chamber looked untouched for years.
Explanations do come to mind, but they're purely speculation. It's possible Bavor was never buried here at all. Or perhaps his grave was moved.
What do you mean, not buried here? Everything points to it.
Until we find the body, we can't be certain. The travel records, the accounts, all point to the intent, but not its fulfillment.
There was his coat of arms on the bottom of the sarcophagus.
Yes, which would support my second theory that his remains were moved.
But why would anyone move him? Isn't that against God's will or something?
There are reasons for it. They're internal matters of the monastery. I shouldn't be discussing them with a layman.
That sounds mighty suspicious to me. Almost like some kind of forbidden art.
I assure you, there's nothing suspicious about it.
Then explain it to me. It's worth leaving me to imagine what really happened.
Oh, very well. To be laid to rest in the monastery crypt near the altar is the best one can hope for the soul of the departed. Normally such places are reserved for abbots, but this privilege can be granted to others in rare cases.
That would explain why Bavor might be buried there, but not why he isn't.
I'm getting to that. A place of such honor may be given for great deeds, or a truly generous donation. But if the person has been dead for a long time, and has no surviving kin to speak for him, then it's possible the body may be moved, to make way for a deceased abbot, or a potential new benefactor.
It's dreadful. It's just plain profiteering.
I agree. But as someone once said, in a land of merchants, it's no easy task to tend the Lord's house. Still, the deceased isn't simply tossed aside. He's respectfully moved to another resting place, just not as prestigious.
Right. But that brings us back to the question. So where could they have moved Bavor to?
Most likely to the consecrated field next to the monastery, or the graveyard by the infirmary church of St. Cosmas and Damian.
Hang on. That consecrated field is enormous. I'll be searching for weeks, and I can't even get in there now. Better to scout the infirmary church first.
God be with you, Henry. I hope you manage to find Bavor at last.
Bloody hell. God have mercy on your soul.
I heard something.
By St. Mark the Evangelist, this relic's making my head split.
Brother Chris...
Henry and...
I dare...
What?
Maybe...
Where are you?
Just... But at least...
Well...
No, there's a sarcophagus...
What?
I had to...
Good lord.
And do you know what's even stranger? I think someone was watching me down there.
Watching? Who? Did you see anyone?
I just heard voices.
Could it have been one of the workers again?
I'd say it was someone else. Does anyone else even know about this Bavor mystery?
As far as I know, no one. I only ever told Abbot Vitus, and I haven't spoken of it to anyone since, I swear.
We'll need to stay on our guard until this whole mess is sorted. I can take care of myself, but you be careful. Best keep yourself locked in here.
For Christ's sake. Very well, I'll do as you say. You take the key. I won't let anyone else in.
The sooner we get to the bottom of this business with Bavor, the better.
So, you're saying you found a sarcophagus with...
Exactly. I was kind of hoping...
Explanate. It's possible...
What do you mean, not...
Until we...
There was this...
Yes.
But...
There are...
That sounds...
I assure you...
Then explain...
To be late to... Normally...
That would explain why...
I'm getting... But if... Then it's...
It's
Still...
Right. So where could...
Most likely to...
I'll start with the area around the infirmary church. Then maybe I'll be spared the trip to the consecrated field.
God be with you, Henry. I hope you manage to find Bavor at last.
Bit neglected, but otherwise a nice place for one's final rest. I hope I find Bavor here, so I don't have to search the whole consecrated field. A humble grave. Doesn't look like Bavor's. A grave. In a graveyard. Doesn't look like it's hiding any mystery. Another unmarked grave. Who knows? Maybe I'll end up in one like this myself. and in a far worse place. Who knows who lies here? Let's not disturb them. All these dead are starting to make me uneasy. Memento mori. Nobleman. You must have had luck, or a purse full of groschen to be buried within monastery walls. May the Lord Christ watch over your house, brave sir. Master Pavor! Where are you hiding? What did I expect? I'd rather meet someone alive now. Boleslav's crest! At last! Let's hope its lord lies somewhere nearby. Back. And the rest. I hope this is it. That's a good one. Nice one. The armor, the crest, the sword. It has to be him. A valiant knight Boleslav Bavor. May his soul rest in peace. Only no sign of the relic. Something's still eluding me. If he even was buried with it. Forgive me, Master Bavor. You won't be needing it anymore. My God. A crusader's sword that saw the Holy Land. A true honor.
What's that?
King of Cyprus, Knight Bavor, and his relic. Though that shield looks a bit different than the one in Crispin's sketch. Almost the same. Only on the mural, it's got that inner scutcheon added. They gave a lot of space to Bavor's crest and his elevation. Likely at the knight's own request. And the same crest, including the inner scutcheon, was on the lid of his tomb. It can't be a coincidence.
What's that? Huh.
Let's see if I understood it right. By all the saints. Praise be to thee, Almighty Lord, and praise be to thee, merciful Christ, who suffered on the cross for us. Thank you for remembering us sinners in this time of trial, and for letting me find this treasure.
Amen. Nice choice of last words. And I'll be taking that treasure.
Who sent you?
That's no longer your concern. Get him! Take the relic from him!
I'll kill you.
I'll rip your arse open! Didn't see that coming, eh?
Henry, what in God's name is going on here?
They attacked me. I was only defending myself.
I believe you, Henry. But you need to give a full account to the abbot. The brothers will escort you to him. I'll look around a bit more and join you soon. I also want to hear what you've got to say. I hate to interrupt your grace, but something's happened that urgently requires your attention.
Did you bring more news from Masters Albic and Zacharias? How fare our sick?
No, my lord. I've brought Henry here because we apprehended him in the infirmary graveyard. There was a fight. 3 men were killed, and the grave of the bearer of the arrow crest was looted.
Boleslav Bavor? I was just telling his grace about him. The relic. Was it there?
Yes. Bavor had it placed in the compartment in the sarcophagus lid. A fragment of Christ's cross. Just as Bavor's travel record said.
Incredible! The Lord is with us in this dark hour.
Such a treasure hidden away and waiting to be revealed in a time of need. Praised be Jesus Christ.
Now and forever. And praised be the Virgin Mary, our protector.
But now, back to what Ludolf said. Did 3 people truly lose their lives?
They attacked me. I only defended myself.
But who were they? Where did they come from?
I've no idea. All I know is they were after Bavor's relic, and they were clearly prepared. Weapons, armor. Either they'd been tracking me, or someone told them about me.
I never told anyone. Not until just now, to his grace. And we were alone.
Ludolf, how is it that armed men managed to breach my monastery?
Please accept my apology, Your Grace. The grounds are vast and complex, and with our numbers we simply can't guard it all. I take full responsibility and will do everything in our power to ensure this doesn't happen again.
Thank you. I'm counting on you. First, the collapse in the church. Then, a foul sickness. A fire. More deaths. And now, armed raiders. It's becoming too much for our already dwindling order. Why is the Lord punishing us?
Punishing or testing? That relic, it's a sign, a promise of hope.
Perhaps, Crispin. Let's hope we interpret the Lord's intentions correctly. Henry, on my behalf and on that of our brotherhood, I thank you for recovering such a treasure for us. Let the disturbance of Sir Bavor's grave be forgiven, for you were guided by divine providence.
Thank you, Your Grace. I was glad to do it.
Ludolf, escort Henry to the infirmary. I'll keep the relic here and remain in prayer and contemplation.
As you command.
Credit where is due, you managed to recover the relic. Truly a knightly deed. May it bring us relief from this affliction. The Lord be with you, Henry.